What are y'all doing today?
We
Doing
good.
well.
Yeah, working.
Yep.
Okay,
You know,
y'all working hard, okay?
Employed. Yeah.
I do, Michael, I feel like when I watched the movie, I was like, okay, he good. Like, he did good with the accents, like, playing two different characters. But when I sat afterwards at home and I thought about it, I was like, damn, like, he had to have, no, seriously, when it hit you was like, I was like, damn, like, this man had to do blocking for two different characters. He had to do two different accents. You walk different. Like, come on, man. Like, I need you to give yourself a little bit more credit with this. So, like,
Give some round of applause.
Oh man, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I think this is my favorite role of yours. Seriously.
Oh man, that means a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It was it was a challenge. You know, it was a challenge, and I was looking forward to it. It's like the grownest character that I played. These were grown men. You know that they were who they were. You know, they weren't changing. You know, it wasn't a boy to man story. You know, they weren't trying to find themselves. They were exactly who they were, and you know, working with a dialect coach and, you know, talking to twin consultants and building the way that they walk, their mannerisms, how they rest, where their childhood trauma comes from, where their hurt coming from, how do they love, how they, you know, just all those things were part of the, you know, the character buildings, and then of course the technical aspect of it all. And it's something that we just had talked about in a previous interview, a bit of you know, working with a body double, you know, casting an actor, you know, and me you know, directing him and how I'm going to perform on the when I flip to the other side. You know, so premeditating sometimes some of the dialogue and acting choices and picking which one went first, that I felt, you know, not say it was more important, but you know, which one was the core of that scene, of that moment. What do we need? What we were capturing, what we were trying to say out of that moment, and making sure I had the freedom to be spontaneous and possibly have a little bit more freedom with performance and movement. And protecting that was his own challenge too.
Okay, we're gonna put some more respect on your name, okay? I'm just saying. When people talk out the side of their neck, I'm gonna be like, hey.
Appreciate you.
ain't
Got
doing
me?
no
All right.
I got you.
I got that. Thank you.
Brian, first of all, I don't know what the hell be going on in your head, but these are some of the most quotable lines. Like, the lines in this movie, I've been quoting them all day.
Oh my God. Which one?
Honey, the drill scene, it traumatized me, okay? That scene right there, I was literally like, now what the hell be going on with Ryan to write these lines for this scene? Ryan, what be going on in your head? I just want to thank you. This gonna be like, we're gonna be quoting this for a minute.
Right on. Yeah, it's all yours now.
But one of the things that's really been sticking with me after watching it is this concept of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I thought it was a concept that existed, but honestly, after watching the movie, I almost feel like freedom doesn't truly exist. And I really wanted you to talk about that, because as we see the flip side with the choice that one of, you know, the characters makes at the end, you know, they think they're free, but I'm like, you're still a prisoner. So can you really talk about that concept, and especially as a creative in an industry where right now we feel like creativity is being suppressed?
Great question.
Such a brilliant analysis. I mean, I think that's more astute than anything I could say. Like, what I was, you know, look, something I haven't had a chance to really talk about. That I was very interested in making this movie, was the misperception that people who aren't of the South anymore have of people that are from the South. This idea that because they talk slow, they're not sharp, you know, and learning that they almost always are actually sharper. you know what I mean? In this film, the Faustian deal, you know, the negotiations are constantly happening. you know, vampirism as a deal of a way out or something. But a deal that comes with a cost, you know. It has its origins like on a continent, you know what I'm saying? Like with the spiritual deity, like you know, Papa Legba, who is arguably who they say Tommy Johnson or Robert Johnson sat down at the crossroads to get they guitar tune and sold their soul for you know musical skills for the remainder of their life. You know that in that concept of what type of deals do people in oppressive situations have to make and have to rationalize, you know, and me realizing that, oh yeah, man, I'm from Oakland, but it was a time when there wasn't no black people in Oakland. They all had to come from somewhere. And where did they leave? You know what I'm saying? They left home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if for me it was like, oh yeah, it's always a deal. You know what I'm saying? You always gotta. And a lot of times when you're oppressed, your deal got way higher stakes. The deals are often next to impossible. You know, and for me the film was about the brilliance of these people. You know what I'm saying? That navigated these times and found the way to survive these times. You know, the film gave me an ability to explore that. You know.
Look, I appreciate you. You had me messed up after. I was like, damn, I ain't even free. Like, come on. Look, I just want to thank both of y'all so much. Thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with me. And I'm just sending nothing but love and light both your way.
Thank you so much,
Hope you
man.
have a great day.
Thank you very much. Too.
One of the things that was the scariest to me, and I'm so sorry for asking this question in the first place, the drool scene, it disrupted my spirit, okay? It disrupted my spirit. I know I'm supposed to be scared about the rest of it, but that one, honey.
I know.
Like, I swear I'm going to ask you something more profound after that, but I just had to get this off my chest for a moment.
I get it. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. Processing.
Okay, because I was like, if I read that, I'm like, honey, come on, we're gonna have to rewrite this. Yeah. But it still works. It still
disrupted my spirit.
One of the things that I love about both of your characters is you look at the twins and you're like, you know, they're badasses, but I was like, they got some badass women. Mm-hmm. And at moments I feel like they're even stronger than they are. It's like the strength that's their secret power, these women who love and care for them. So I really want you to talk about the importance of playing women who are attached to men, but that you really get to see the strength that they offer the world at the same time.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I love that.
I feel like, these men, these strong but wounded men find sanctuary within us. And there is a mutuality, there is a codependence, obviously, in some regards, but then there is that, you know, that duty as a partner to be able to hold up your partner and protect them and be their shield and be their comfort. So it does feel like a very natural thing to do for your other half. And whereas, you know, Smoke and Stack, they are two sides of the same coin, but they each need their own support outside of their relationship. But yeah, there is something about a woman who must shield and protect and hold up and pour in and empower their person so that they can be all they need to be too.
I think they're everything that Wunmi said. A lot of it too was on the page. Ryan wrote these women as women with a point of view and a voice and thoughts and feelings and opinions that you hear, that they make sure you hear, and to be given that sort of platform to do that with these two men that are very much, you know, powerful and whose story this follows. It's that sort of point of view and that strength in all of these characters is not lost on anyone, on all of them. Everyone, all of them have a story. All of them have a very clear through line that we are taken on every bit of their journey through the length of this film.
I do think it has a lot as well for to do with Ryan's reverence to the women in his life, like the way he writes female characters, every single one of them. The young girl in front of the store, to Mary and Annie, Grace, even Lisa. Like, I mean, there is so much in each of their moments, and he has such a reverence to the women in his life. Yeah.
Look, I just thought you two were so fantastic in this movie. I just thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with me. And I'm just sending nothing but love and light both your ways.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about this movie is really like this exploration of freedom. Because it kind of messed me up at the end because I was like, damn, am I free? Like, is that something that actually exists? Like, is that something that actually exists?
I love that.
Like, so I really wanted you guys to talk about really that exploration as creatives, because I think right now in the industry, it almost feels like creativity is being suppressed at times.
All day long.
Okay?
All day long.
So I want to know, like, how have you guys learned to really navigate through that journey or even try to overcome it?
God. Let Lily talk, because
Yeah, we've been
if I
waiting it
start,
out.
No, you start.
talk.
I can only, I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I want to.
I love that you're identifying that as a component, because in all of the elements that I've identified, talking to your colleagues, I haven't talked about freedom per se.
No.
And the fact that you pick up on that, which is completely legitimate, and the fact that the film challenges you to say, am I free? Which we can all ask ourselves that question. Am I free? What does freedom mean? And it's the brilliance of Ryan Coogler as a storyteller, as a filmmaker, that he includes that element in a story that could be identified as, horror, or supernatural. But there's something as fundamental as freedom. Am I free, and what does it mean? That's part of his brilliance.
And I think creativity is like any other muscle. The more you work it, the more it grows. And so it's critical as a creative to create as much as you can. I mean, I pray about it all the time.
Yes.
Just being able
Yes.
to, I want to die completely spent of all of my talent, creativity, etc. I don't
You
want to
leave
save
it on
none
the court,
of it.
man.
We'll leave it all out there.
Leave it on
all
the court.
out there.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know how to even respond to that because it has not crossed my mind to think that way, and now it's making me kind of sad.
That's because you a slave, sister.
Shut.
The man has his thumb on your neck. And
You need to shut up. You need to shut up right now. You need to shut up. Get off of me. You need to shut up.
I mean, did y'all get anything done on set?
No.
I mean, how
Not
many
with him
times?
around. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it in my contract. If I ever work with him again,
Let him
do
know.
no scenes with Omar Miller, a writer in my contract. No scenes with him. But I'm loving the fact that you legitimately ask yourself, am I free?
yeah.
Always had me messed up. I was like, I don't. After the movie, I don't know if it's a concept that really truly exists.
That's deep.
Because in order to get success or in order to elevate, there's always sacrifices that has to be made. Or like,
And
I'm
Okay.
popular. I can't say what I want to say anymore. I can't do the things that I want to do anymore.
Yes.
You know.
So the flip side of that as a question is, as you said, mentioned a couple interviews ago, what are you prepared to sacrifice for your freedom? And if it's not a concept that you feel really exists, then what does exist for you in terms of how you live your life? I mean, it creates all these other questions on top of other questions on top of other questions.
That's why I've been messed up since last night watching the movie.
I really hear
Yeah,
you.
like
I really hear
And
you.
I don't think freedom. I don't think freedom per se, like you were talking about. Oh, I'm popular. I can't say this and that and the other. I don't think freedom. People like to equate freedom with freedom from consequence. We live in a world where you can be free to say something, and then you are also free to receive all those consequences that come with that. That doesn't mean you're not free.
Well, that's another way of saying freedom ain't free.
That's it.
and that's why I was like, we not free.
I don't know
Freedom
about that.
ain't-
That just means that you have to live with the consequences of what it is, the choices that we make. Now that doesn't mean that you're not free.
Because if you were to speak to people in other places who truly are jailed, oppressed, suppressed, etc.,
All of
they
whom want to
would-
come to America. Not all of whom, but
the
many
majority of whom,
want
a
to
lot
come
of
to
whom come
America.
to America, they would say, no, that's about as free as you can get.
Yeah.
See, that's why we need another hour. But they wrapping me up. But we need another hour to talk about this because, like.
But I love that.
I'm
Oh,
still
yeah,
messed up.
No,
this is a
straight
great
up.
interview.
I love that. And that's something you'll continue to navigate. And we'll all navigate that.
Yep.
What are we prepared to give up to do what we do and how we do it? What consequences
Are you prepared to accept?
deal with?
That's exactly it.
Great.
Great question.
I just
Great
thank
question.
you for your beautiful responses. Just thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with me. And I'm sending
Thank you.
nothing but love and light all your ways.
Thank
I
you.
hope you have a great day.
God bless you.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much,
Back
sis.
at you. How are y'all doing today?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Like, y'all scared me. Someone physically grabbed me. I didn't know them, but they physically grabbed me in the middle of the movie.
That's how it's supposed to be.
All right,
Yeah.
because
Like, she gagged herself. She was like, oh my God. I was like, girl, it's okay. I was scared too. Like,
There's not a lot of films you get away with that.
Yeah.
okay. It's not.
Imagine doing that during Bridget Jones or something.
It might have been a fight.
You'd be removed.
Yeah.
Probably.
Right.
But it worked out. It worked out. But one of the things that I really love about this movie is the exploration of freedom. Like, and I like how everyone had these moments where they were like, this was the moment where I felt the most free. So I want to know for you, because your characters kind of use music to kind of escape from what they're going through.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you do? Like, what's that one thing that you do to feel free as creatives?
I feel the freest when I'm with my family, honestly. When I'm with my my nephews and my niece, I feel it's a sense of like grounding, but also freedom. Like especially my nieces and nephews, right? With their youth and like the discovery and that, I kind of like get to tap into that inner child where everything is a wonder and there's something that comes alive, or getting to like teach even, like when I get to teach at like my high school or whatever, things like that really, I don't know, there's a level of like abandon or relief that gets to happen for me, a recharge for sure. Yeah.
And you?
I definitely would love to second all of that. I think, you know, I think as it relates to work, that sort of childlike curiosity is the thing that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah.
Really, you know, there's a danger of taking yourself too seriously, and that can be really restricting and limiting. Whereas on this set, it just felt like there was that playfulness, that curiosity. There was no danger really in getting it wrong. You know, it didn't feel, it wasn't brutal like that. You know, so it was a very freeing set to be on, and I think it shows.
Yeah.
No, it definitely did. But I think one of the things that I really love for all of you as actors is typically you watch a movie, especially if it's in horror, it's like, okay, like they gave great performances, but you never get to, you know, you hear these things like, oh, they can sing, they can dance, they can do all these things, but you don't get to really exercise that in all of your roles. But watching the performances, I was like, damn, like they are really, like they out here singing? And I'm sure y'all probably had to sing live and do multiple takes of this.
Yeah.
So I really want to speak to you all as artists. Like, how was it being able to exercise that craft while acting?
Personally, I hope we get to tour this.
Yes.
Oh,
We've been in
what?
discussion, yes.
What?
Yes.
Hopefully we
That'd
get
be
to
cool.
do a Broadway stint
Yeah.
and then the West
Yeah,
End
yeah,
and then who knows. You know.
See, you playing, but y'all can really do that.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Count me in.
Yeah.
I'm available.
We
Yeah.
made them. It's done. It's gonna happen. But I mean, how was it filming these? Because you filmed live, right? You sang live during
Yeah,
it.
everybody sung live.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all saying
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
that's just light work. That's hard. Like, come on, talk about it. Let them know how talented you are.
For me personally, just getting to see Jack and Jayme personally perform was incredible. Like they did a great job, and I remember the first time hearing their songs, I was just like, yo, y'all can blow, man. I thought I had something like y'all are incredible. So yeah.
Same as that though,
Yeah,
man. To
same.
be sharing it with you, man. Like
Appreciate it, man.
same as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? There were so many other difficult elements that I think we all had to endure before we ever got to
Yeah.
singing, that the singing live bit of it felt like the least pressure.
Yo, that's true.
So I think that's why our response is so like, oh yeah.
I was like, why they sitting up here downplaying?
Yeah.
Like they want to sing it down and perform it. You had the moves. I was like, okay, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have to? Your bit was really funny. We needed a laugh in that moment.
He gave a lot of. I hope they put some funny outtakes in there when you come to the door. There was a lot of. There were a lot of times we weren't getting through that scene. Yeah.
A lot of takes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna talk again when they have Sinners, the extended version, and then Sinners on the West End, Sinners on
Yes, all
Broadway.
of
We're
that.
manifesting is done.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just want to thank all of you for taking time out of your day to speak with me. I appreciate you, and I'm sending nothing but love and light all your way.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ah.